What is up, guys? It is ko.rips. Today we're going to be shifting from our normal content, which is ripping packs and hanging with the boys at campouts and doing all the fun stuff that we usually do. And we're going to address a situation that I ended up going through over the last couple weeks. And I got time today, so we're going to talk about it. There is this card shop here called Trading Card Garage. It is owned by a woman named Ivy, and I'm assuming her husband. I sent in a card for grading. It was a Ninetales EX card from the 151 set. It had the same kind of error that a card from 1999, I believe. It was a Ninetales card as well, and it was a blue flame with the error being a black flame. And so I came across this while finding a double. I got a double of the card. I went to my binder because I usually, when I would hit doubles of 151, I would take it to my binder and compare the two cards and see which one was better centering to put in my personal binder because I'm trying to master set 151. And so when I was doing that, I noticed that the Ninetales EX card that I had was significantly darker. Like all the flames, the Ninetales itself, the borders, were all black, or like a dark gray. And if I can, I'll put a picture of it somewhere in here. But yeah, it was significantly different, very noticeable. I brought it to my local card shop game day and I showed my boy Rudy, and he was like, oh yeah, that's definitely off. You should bring that to Trading Card Garage because they do CGC error submissions. So I went over there and everyone was nice. I subbed my card. Forget about it, right? Pay my submission fee and everything. And I think like 3 or 4 months go by and I just forget about the card. So initially I just call, and I asked them about the status of the submission. They said that it's taking a little while. They had to wait for other cards because they were doing like a bulk submission and they don't normally submit with CGC a lot. So I said, okay, that's fine. I think another month or so goes by and I go into the shop and I check in again. I was like, hey, like it's kind of been a while. What's up with my card? And same kind of thing. They're just waiting on the submission. They kind of blow it off. I leave, and then I think it could have been another couple weeks or so. I'm gonna find like the exact timeline. It definitely lasted around 4 months, and I get a call. It's from Ivy, the owner of Trading Card Garage, and she says, hey, I just wanted to let you know that your card submission has been lost. We had a new employee. We think that she put it in the middle of like a bulk sale thing and that it got sold. Initially, I was just kind of like shocked. I was like, what do you mean? It's been months. And initially, my other thought was CGC doesn't take as long as PSA. It's not as backed up as PSA. And so I was expecting to get the card back within like 2 months. And so it had already been double that. She's like, I feel so bad about this. I want to make it up to you. I'm going to offer you $200 or a booster box of the Mega release, Mega Evolutions that just came out today, or a booster box of Phantasmal Flames. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I don't really know much about what this situation looks like. I'm gonna do my research first. I'm gonna go to a couple different card shops and I'm gonna see what they would do in this situation, how they would handle it if this was someone that was one of their customers.
So I go to the first card shop. I'll probably post an interview with them either on this video or another video, a separate one. And they basically told me that since there was no way to comp the value of the card, since effectively it would have been a 1 out of 1, as a shop owner, they would have supplied whatever would have rectified the situation, because they don't know if there's like a sentimental value. They don't know how much that card meant to you. They don't know if there's like a background with the card or anything. So they would want to rectify the situation however they could, so that not only would it retain a customer, but it would prevent them from going to social media or like this, or saying anything bad about the shop, or kind of hurting their reputation as a trusted source to grade your cards or purchase cards from, and anything along those lines. So I end up having the conversations that I needed to have, and they basically told me that I should ask for a case of booster boxes, which is around, distribution pricing would be around $1,000, which with the value of the card that I was seeing it as, it would have been a 1/1, and I could have valued it anywhere between $550 to $2,000. And I also think that's being very conservative with the fact that it would have been a 1/1, and again, I would have been able to dictate the market on it and set the first price on it, in my opinion. Because I'm coming from a sense where this has a historical link to another error card, the same type of error, and there was thousands of errors of that other card, whereas there was only one of this one, at least that's surfaced. So this would have been the first one. I would have been able to create the market on it, and I would have been able to dictate what kind of pricing that I would have set for the card. So effectively, just like the Burger Chew card, the first black label of that has sold for $20,000. So who knows when the next black label will be, but since it's not the first, it probably won't be at that 20K mark. But who, like I said, who's to say what the value of the card could have been? It could have been a couple thousand, but because of the history of the card with the error and the link between them two, I think that it would have been a hitter for an error card. So I will see what the shop owners say on camera. I have a pretty good idea of what their opinion is because I have talked to them already. And then, so I just want to know, what would you do in this situation? Would you be asking for something that you think the value of the card is, or would you just accept the first offer from the shop? And with the fact that the connotation that the shop owner is kind of talking down to you, talking down on the card's value, and trying to minimize the situation as much as possible. Like and follow for part 2.